Today for the Bitcoin price with Carl from the Moon, we will be talking about Bitcoin, namely the price of Bitcoin. But today we will do it based on technicals and based on fundamentals, all in light of the financial crisis and what is happening right now in the world. Guys, this will be extremely interesting because we have interesting data points to talk about with our special guest Carl from the Moon. So first of all, guys, what you have to do is just take a seat, take a cup of coffee, a water or so, smash up the like button to at least 3,000 likes if you like this type of content. And now we want to come to the most important question of today. Carl from the Moon, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing very well. Thailand is treating us amazing. It's nice weather. Of course, we have the curfew going on, and yeah, I mean, the big fear of this outbreak is happening here also. But then again, I think this is maybe the best place to be quarantined at right now. So I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm also doing well. Of course, all this curfew thing, it just gives us more opportunity to put our focus into content for you guys. So if you appreciate that, for sure, make sure you smash up the like button. And now let's get straight into it, because certainly we have very important stuff to talk about. Of course, Carl, I mean, we can see it on all these halving websites, like the halving is coming up in 31, 32 days or so. And everyone is asking right now, wow, why is Bitcoin so oversold? What can we expect from the next month or so for the Bitcoin price? Can we expect the price to rise, to decline? Maybe we start with some fundamentals, some technicals, and try to predict the Bitcoin price now in the mid-run.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point, because yes, the Bitcoin halving is coming up in, I think, 31 or 30 days. And this is so usually what I say is that we see the Federal Reserve do this quantitative easing, as we've seen for the past few months, even the past decade. They've been engaging in quantitative easing, where they expand the monetary base, they expand the amount of dollars in circulation to inject into the system and get things going again. And this is, of course, not good for the value of the dollar and all the other fiat currencies, because they are backed up by the dollar. So they're doing quantitative easing, and this is happening simultaneously, as in 30 days, roughly, we will see Bitcoin do a quantitative hardening. So we're seeing the exact opposite happening in Bitcoin, and this is unique. We don't see that anywhere else. Even gold, which is a very scarce asset, has a very controlled low inflation, but you never see any halvings in the gold supply inflation. You don't see that. It doesn't happen anywhere else. This is unique for Bitcoin, and I think this big divergence between Bitcoin and the fiat currency system is going to be something that people, well, it will be undeniable to people looking for these alternative places to hide their wealth. And I'm very, very bullish for Bitcoin now in the financial crisis, because obviously Bitcoin has never had a halving in a financial crisis before. So this is a unique setup. And this makes me very, very excited, actually.
Yes. And people seem to forget, especially in the traditional markets, that the financial markets are not a perfect mirror of the reality. What you can see right now is that we have like 16 million people losing their jobs in the United States. And the Dow Jones still had the best week since, like, I don't know, 80 years or so, since 1938. And this is crazy. The people are irrational, and they are also irrational in the Bitcoin market. What you can do is just exclude the price and look at the fundamentals. If you do that, you should be right now more bullish than ever for the Bitcoin price, more bullish than in 2017, 16, and so on, because the fundamentals are all at an all-time high. And something else, which is at an all-time high, at least for the last 2 or 3 years, is the number of whales holding Bitcoin. Because right now we can see the number of whales, people or entities holding more than 1,000 Bitcoin in their addresses, is at its high since 2016. And I think we all know what happened after 2016. And we all know that the whales are usually considered the smart money. Think about that, guys, when you're panicking about Bitcoin, when you're thinking about selling off your position on Bitcoin. And one other thing before I come to the next question to you is I want to mention something, guys. Remember that, of course, a deflation is maybe not the best thing for Bitcoin in the immediate short term. But if you look to what is happening right now in the markets, you talked about the quantitative easing, the Federal Reserve printing money like crazy. And if you look at all of that, and right now having this crisis, the people are not spending that much money, so the velocity of money is very low, whereas the quantity of currency is getting higher and higher. What happens if this crisis settles down and the people are more confident in the market again? They start spending, the velocity will increase, and all this currency into circulation will start to circulate. And whenever this happens, the prices will rise, but they will not rise as we have seen it before. They will rise in the worst case scenario, even like we saw it in the Weimar Republic like 100 years ago in Germany. So whenever this happens, this will be extremely beneficiary for gold, silver, and all the low inflatable assets. It will be also beneficiary for Bitcoin. And now I have some questions for you. From the technical point of view, you are doing a lot of TA, just as we are doing it every now and then. What do you think is your outlook for the Bitcoin price right now that we broke the wedge, also as you talked about it, just 2 days ago or yesterday? What is your outlook for Bitcoin right now from the technical point of view?
Just like you mentioned, this rising wedge that seemingly broke down is something that I've been talking about for the past few days, and I'm not really too sure about the fact that this is going to lead to a bigger sell-off in this moment, because we didn't see a big volume spike at the point of the breakout, and that is a key thing that you want to see when price breaks out of a pattern. Even if it's up or down, it doesn't matter. You need to see volume spike at the point where it breaks out. This gives significance to the pattern and to the breakout, and basically we didn't see a big volume spike if you look at the 1 day or 4 hourly time frame, which could mean two things. Either this was not a rising wedge and we are maybe in another pattern like a bear flag and we did not break out yet, and I think that's maybe the likely scenario. The other scenario is that it was a rising wedge and we did break out, but we should not expect a larger sell-off, because the bigger the volume at the breakout, the more you can expect from the breakout, and the more powerful it will be. But I'm leaning more towards the fact that maybe it wasn't a rising wedge. Maybe we're still in a bigger bear flag or a wider rising wedge. And that's the thing about technical analysis. You cannot always have all the answers before things happen. Sometimes you have to readjust, you have to adapt to the market, and maybe that is what we have to do. But currently I'm watching this as a potential bear flag. But whenever Bitcoin does move in a big way, make sure to go into the volume, take a look at it, see if there's a big spike in the volume, because if there is a big spike in the volume, then you can trust this movement. But you have to see volume follow the price, because when you have no volume, then you shouldn't really trust. It's not very trusted price action.
Yes, that's a very good point. Also, this was the breakdown before we had one breakout out of the ascending triangle, if it was one. And also there we didn't see significant volume. And yeah, we just spiked up like a few $100. We have it around and we broke down eventually. Maybe this time it will be the same. Actually, also only the future can tell. So it will be very interesting to see if we see follow through of that rising wedge. The volume suggests no, but it remains to see. Before we go to the next one here, I want to know from you guys, do you think we will see further downwards or upwards price action until the halving, which is coming up in approximately 1 month? Upwards or downwards? Click the poll, which is popping up right there somewhere in the poll, and say upwards or downwards. That would be very interesting to know. And right now here, coming to the ending point, Carl, I would like to know from you, what is your personal prediction? If someone points a gun to your head, of course we don't know, but putting all of that together up until the halving and maybe for 2020 for the Bitcoin price.
For the halving, I must say I don't know. I think that the fundamentals of for the economy and everything is just so unpredictable, and it's just off the charts, and I feel like all bets are off in terms of it's just it's a very weird environment. Seeing Corona, seeing the financial crisis, everything is like a big mix of factors that are very, very unpredictable. So it's hard to say where we're going in the immediate future. I mean, you can look at the technicals and you can see these patterns, and that's of course predictable, but in the medium time frame, I think it's very hard to say. But like I always say though, I am very bullish for Bitcoin long term, and I really believe that of course the midterm, I mean, we've already seen so much sell-off, so much selling pressure. I don't see how Bitcoin can go much lower than this. I think that the 200 weekly moving average will hold, just like it has done for 11 years. We have never seen Bitcoin decisively break below it and hold below it. So we basically just see Bitcoin bounce off of it. And I believe this is going to continue. Remember, the trend is your friend, and the trend has been to the upside. The trend is still to the upside if you look at the bigger time frame. And if the 200 weekly is the trend you're following, then yeah, the trend is your friend, and you should expect Bitcoin to continue to hold above it. And this means that we should be bullish, and we are very close to the bottom right now.
All right, guys, remember that whenever there is the next sell-off or so during the next few days, remember all the fundamentals we talked about. Try to take the long-term view, and yeah, don't sell all your Bitcoin, that's for sure, guys. We are holding our Bitcoin long-term position no matter what happens, and we have a small position we are trading with, we are speculating with in the shorter time frames. Don't forget that, guys. And also, before I wrap up today's episode, I wanted to say something which is certainly very important for me. You know that we are a team at MMCrypto, and I also have a co-founder. His name is Anup. I have another co-founder as well, but Anup right now, he set up his own TA channel, and it's actually right now very successful. Make sure you check it out. It's Crypto Portrait. He will do a lot of podcasts in the future as well, but he's doing TA also. Just go to the pinned comment, click that one, and subscribe to it. Check out the last videos. He has been actually calling this breakdown here as well, with some very interesting TA. So make sure you check it out. The people love it so far, and yeah, big shout out to you, Anup. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash up the like button. And the second step, guys, Car's link is also in the pinned comment down below. If you're not subscribed already, click also on that link and subscribe to Car's channel, Car from the Moon. Very nice TA over there, macroeconomics, financial crisis, and all of that good stuff. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do you have anything to share before we wrap up today's episode?
No, I think this was an amazing episode, and I think your co-founder is doing a great job. I also checked a few videos of them. Make sure to go and subscribe to that guy. Amazing stuff.
Yes, and also to him, of course. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to smash up the like button to 2.3 trillion likes, the amount of US dollars being printed by the Federal Reserve recently. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other very soon at the next one of MMCrypto. And as always, guys, by the way, tomorrow, and as always, bye-bye.